Hello everybody and welcome back to another Planet Zoo video where today we're going to be digging into this. Basically this is the shell challenge, so it's a competition what is run by SimplySavannah. If you don't know who SimplySavannah is, she's another amazing content creator based on YouTube. Go and check her out, tell her I sent you, tell her I said hello. But yeah, basically she created a shell on a Discord for people to download off the Steam Workshop and to transform this shell into any habitat. But there is some rules, such as you can't add any water or take away any water, you can't change the height of the barriers, you can't change any of the paths, and you also can't use any terrain tools. So we end up turning this shell, what we can see here, into this. So as you can see here, we did actually end up spending a little bit more time than I was expecting to spend on this build, and I was happy to do so because having this shell challenge by SimplySavannah, another content creator, it gave me a little bit of motivation to play Planet Zoo a little bit more and give me a little bit of a challenge, so to speak. So let's get stuck into it and let's start right from the beginning with the beginning of the build process. The very first thing I decided to do was actually create a little water fountain here. Now, remember, we cannot use any terrain tools or add water, but I kind of cheated. Well, not cheated, but we've got these new Australian pieces. No, not Australian, sorry. It came with the aquatic DLC pieces, which is literally a built waterfall for us. So we end up adding this, and we covered this little bit of heightened terrain here with a load of rocks to try to make it, you know, look natural and fit in. And it does end up coming out pretty decently. We do end up adding two different kinds of rocks as well, again just trying to give it that more realistic feel, make everything blend in and make everything look like it fitted. And with this build, I knew from the start I wanted a modern theme, and we do go with a modern theme. We don't go too modern, well, even though we do end up adding a massive a massive like hexagon bubble dome type of thing made out of glass. But yeah, apart from that, we don't go too modern, but we keep it clean, you know, we keep nice brown colour and white colour throughout, as you will see as the build goes on. But yeah, I wanted to tackle this little waterfall. Again, just adding two different types of rocks. We add a load of foliage. I do end up adding quite a lot of foliage in this build actually. We do end up building for the aardvarks. That's the animal I decided on. It is quite a small habitat, so I knew I needed a small animal, and there's something about the aardvarks I just love. I think they're adorable, so I ended up doing this habitat for the aardvarks. And you can see me just getting in the like the barriers slash the boundaries in here. Again, I wanted to add water in this, but we're not allowed. It's nice though. It's nice having a set of rules to go by to see what other people can create with the same set of rules, and I look forward to seeing everyone else's creation also. Now that the water fountain is all done, we then moved on to the walls. And once all the walls were done, as you can see, I didn't actually change the barriers, I just added pieces over the barriers to create a wall. We then moved on to a little bit of rock work to finish off the rest of the barrier so our aardvarks could not escape. And after the rock work to the right hand side was complete, so our aardvarks could not escape, I then added this big, well not big, it's quite a medium sized glass dome. Now I did create this dome, I did it in a previous video. I've also, I think I've got it uploaded to the workshop, I'm not too sure, but I created another aardvark habitat actually with this dome included. So I pretty much nicked it out of my own creation, which I think is allowed to do. I've not nicked anyone else's creation, I did create this dome and put it into this habitat because I thought it would work really well, and I really didn't fancy making this dome from scratch when I already had it in my blueprints. I then carried on and went to add a lot more foliage to around the edges to create that barrier effect even more all the way around the edges, as well as in the habitat. Filling out that foliage, it really does make any habitat come to life. After most of the foliage was complete, I decided to make a custom barrier from scratch. Now, I've made quite a lot of custom barriers in the past, but I think this one works really well and carries on the theme of the brown wood and the white plaster walls. And I end up adding some like new modern elements to this, as well as some rope, as you can see me trying to add here. Once I got the idea and completed the first lot of the custom fence slash barrier, we then decided to add a little like shaded area and a little viewing area. We do end up adding some glass in the end as well, to create a more viewing area atmosphere for our guests, and some shaded area from away from the sun as well. And then continue to add the custom barrier all around the edges of the habitat. Then I decided to move on to the staff area. Now I wanted to keep this again with the same theme, the brown and the white, but I also wanted to keep it quite simple and not over the top. I wanted everything to fit in nicely and go with the floor and the same theme, and it does come out looking quite like that and quite good, if I do say so myself. So again, we ended up adding the plaster white walls as well as the brown little details. I ended up adding I can't get my words out, adding a couple of prop items as well to make it look more realistic, as well as fencing it off so it makes it look a little more private, as you can see me doing so here. And then I decided to add this water plant treatment thingy, majigit, whatever you want to call it, to keep our water clean. After our staff area was complete, I then decided to move on to our elevated viewing area for our guests, including custom fences and custom railings. And we do make a minor change. We change this barrier on the steps going up here into this. I think the rope does work much better than the actual railing on the elevated pathway. And after adding a little bit more foliage and a little bit more details, as well as a custom water fountain, I quickly put together a quick, simple, modern water fountain, as well as a sign to actually tell our guest what habitat this is. And I threw in, obviously, the education points, the TVs, the speakers. It came out looking like this. So yeah, this is what it came out looking like. I think we did a pretty good job here. I'm really excited and really interested to see what other people can create with this shell. So once again, thank you to SimplySavannah for coming up with this idea and this competition in her Discord. As you can see, we've got our dome there. Our guests are now in, enjoying the view of our lovely aardvarks. We've added a lot of lighting. I'll show you what it looks like at night time in a minute. The aardvarks have got everything they need. They've got a bit of shelter here. There's our water fountain, which was the very first thing we started off with. Again, lights have been added to that. Our staff area, obviously we've added a bit more foliage. This is the custom little water feature I created, what I was telling you about. Again, just a simple little thing. Again, keeping with the same colour theme. Our little sign to let everyone know it is the aardvarks. And some more shading for our guests. Obviously we had to include some more plants and plant pots, as well as seats and bins for our guests to use. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe if you're new around here. And if you did like it, it'd be much appreciated if you could hit that like button. It means a lot, it really does. My name's Adam. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you will have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one.